Hey YouTube, Devin here with Comics and Stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Happy to see you. Happy Friday. Hope everybody has enjoyed their week. I know that I have. Lots of fun stuff with the baby. Gonna adjust my microphone here just a little bit. There we go. Hope you guys can hear me better. This week's video is on classic World War II covers. 25 classic World War II covers. I think there's actually like 27 of them, but 25 sounds better, so whatever. This is actually part of another new playlist called Classic Covers. It's part of my attempt to keep a decent documented list of rare and key issues and covers for different subjects, different superheroes, different genres, whatever, because of the closing of one of my favorite online blogs, Total Comic Mayhem. So for those of you who don't know Total Comic Mayhem, the guy who ran the blog, he kept a detailed list of key issues for just about every single superhero that you could think of, every single comic character, every single comic book anthology that you could think of, and he recently closed the blog down. So I can't really find anything that kind of replicated what he did on the web, so I figured why not bring it to my channel here. So this is my second video. Last week I did the Superman key issues video. This week is going to be key issues for World War II classic covers. So I hope that this is easy for you guys to follow along with and enjoy. There's, like I said, there's 27 of them. I'm going to be doing the names, the year that they were released, who, and then what makes them a classic cover. And I'll be talking about their price in like a mid-range grade sort of price. So you're looking at maybe what they might be worth at a 4.0. That'll kind of give you an idea of how cheap they can be or how expensive they can get to if they were up higher or down lower. But that's really it. So without further ado, let's just talk about the list. And quick disclaimer here: this list obviously is by any means it is not complete. This is only 27 of the hundreds to maybe even potentially thousands of World War II covers that are out there. These are just 27 really popular ones. I mean, the list will always ever be growing, but this is what I have at the moment. And yeah, so thank you. Anyways, moving on. So looks like the first one on this list is Daredevil Battles Hitler, #1. There's only one. It was published in 1941. It's a classic Hitler cover, and it can go for around $2,400. And this does not by any means go in any specific order. This is just the list of books, so just keep that in mind. Captain America Comics #1. So obviously a lot of you will know Captain America Comics #1, published in 1941. You got Captain America on the cover decking Hitler in the face, and who doesn't love the idea of punching Hitler in the face? But that one's probably the priciest book on the list here. That one's coming in at about 55 grand for a mid-grade copy. Third, we got Submariner Comics #1. It's also another classic cover, coming in at about $11,500, published in 1941. And then you got Captain Midnight #2. That's coming in at about $400. So that one's a lot more accessible, I guess. And that's from 1942. You got Hangman Comics #3. That is from 1942, and that's also a classic Nazi cover, and that's coming in at about $725. Superman 14, which is one of my favorites. It's a shield cover. You got Superman with the American Eagle, and he's got the shield in the background. You got the little blue outlines of tanks. I used to actually own one, but I sold it for some other sci-fi books. But hey, great classic cover. You can pick one of those up for about $1,900 to $2,000. If you guys also look at Captain America Comics #13 from 1942, that's a Pearl Harbor cover. That's about $2,100. And I mean, those of you, I'm sure that everybody here understands the importance of Pearl Harbor. You got Spy Smasher #10, which is a Hitler Target cover, about $100. And then you can go over to Boy Commandos #2. It's about $550. I actually particularly love this cover too. You got the boys, hauling Hitler out of there. They're all picking him up by the arms and legs and just chucking him out. So that's pretty good. Sorry, I went super basic today and got Starbucks, so you can blame Denise for that. Joe Palooka #2 from 1943. That one is a Shooting Hitler cover. Pretty cool. About 200 plus maybe. And then you got Captain Marvel Jr. #10. This is also one of my favorites. It's the sad Hitler cover. So he's looking all unhappy. That one's actually really popular, and it's not extremely expensive to get hold of. It's like $400, but that one's always popular. Let's see here. Okay, this one is really difficult to find. This is Foremost Volume 2, #4. So This one, it took me even forever to just find a picture of it, but it's a great, great picture. You got the boys with the pumpkins. I mean, I guess the most recently sold copy I could find is $200, but that one sold quite a while ago. And that, I mean, the price could have gone up by now, but last time it sold that I could find was like $200. But I'm almost positive it's increased since then. You have Superman comics number 23 and number 24. They're both classic World War II covers, respectively 400 and 600 each. Batman number 17. That is a War Bond cover. It's $850. That one is great. They're sitting on the big flying American eagle. And then you have Catman comics number 20, which is choking Hitler. So he's choking out Hitler. That one's about $4,100. Fight Comics number 28 from 1943. It's a classic cover. And Fight Comics 29. That's a Patriot cover. So those ones, $200 and $175. And then you have Air Ace number 2. So that one is the Japanese Demon Soldier cover. This one, Air Ace number 2, is pretty difficult to find as well. That one, last time I found it sold for about $300. But I'm pretty sure that it's also the price has gone up since then. You have Headline Comics number 8, which is one of the rarest Hitler covers that you could find. It's like a ghost Hitler almost. That one can go for up to $1,200 in a mid-range grade. And then you have Captain America Comics 35. That's a classic Japanese temple cover, about $1,000 for that. You have Thrilling Comics number 41, which is a Capturing Hitler cover for about $975 to $1,000. The Fighting Yank number 7, which is where he's dropping the big bomb and it says the Hitler special on it, so he's ready to bomb Hitler. You can get that for about $800. Fight Comics 31. That one is one of my favorite decapitation covers. You can get that for about $600 to $700. And then, let me look at there we go. Captain America Comics number 46. That's a classic Holocaust cover. Yeah, that one's pretty popular. It's also hard to get a hold of. Batman number 30, which I actually have a copy of Batman number 30. That's one of the World War II war loan covers. You can get that for about $400 at a 4.0. And then Pep Comics number 34. That is a classic hypodermic needle skull bondage cover that all pertains to World War II. That one's also pretty pricey, coming in at a tag of around $2,400. So that is my list. Those are 27 classic World War II covers. Sorry, I was looking at my notes this whole time. I wasn't really on camera, but hopefully this will help anybody who's looking at starting a World War II comic book collection for classic covers. I mean, it's a great list. There's a lot of really good books on there. They're pricey, but they're fun. Enjoy that. And that's really it for this. Make sure you share, tell your friends about it. Support the channel by checking out the Redbubble. Follow me on Instagram. If you guys do follow me on Instagram, you'll see me this weekend. I'm going to swing by the Lilac City Comic Con to go meet Mike Grell, who is one of my favorite artists of all time. And yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys next Friday.